Okay, here we are, um, assembling Husqvarna 535 FBX backpack chainsaw. I first learned about these about 2012, over 10 years ago. Rick Morrill, who was the Baxter Park forester, saw a video of him, subsequently acquired two. These things have never been for sale in the United States. Back then, we were able to buy them from Canada. So in 2017, I did buy one and we made tremendous use of it. If you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see several videos of us using this tool for cutting small diameter trees from large saplings up to even small pole-sized trees for thinning and cleaning operations in silviculture. So recently, then Canada, they stopped distributing. We could only buy them from Sweden for about 3 or 4 years, and then the supplier that we could get them from, that would ship to the U.S., stopped carrying them, and I was dismayed because I thought they were gone out of production. That turns out not to be true. We were able to buy one recently from another distributor who was very easy to work with. It was here in less than a week, shipped from Göttingen, Sweden, I believe. So here it is. It comes in a big long cardboard box. We've unboxed it and we have the parts here, and I thought we would assemble it as you would when you first acquire it. Okay, so the parts here, we have the way this works is that there's a motor like a brush saw motor, a 30, I think 5cc motor, which runs a drive shaft with a trigger. On the end of that goes a chainsaw arm, which we will assemble. You wear this on a harness. This will attach to a harness, and then these bars go on here that support take the weight off of your arms when you're using it. So we will put this all together here. The first step is to assemble the motor to the frame with just a simple 16 millimeter bolt. This probably is going to take 2 people, so I've got my handy dandy helper. I'm going to insert this bolt through the hole. I'll hold that. Now we set the motor on it. Helpful here to have a 16 millimeter socket. Okay. I think we're in. Good. The washer that goes in there, as you'd imagine. This thing pivots at this point, as you will see. Okay. Coming together as we want it. Okay, hold that. Okay, good. That's on. Thank you. Now, the directions say to assemble the bar, which you can do. So the motor is to your back, so this needs to face towards the front. This slides down through this holder, thusly. There's a big thumb screw here that tightens it into this bottom piece, and then once you get the height where you want it, you just tighten this thumb screw up right here. You can see it, okay? And this is what you do when you daily when you use it and when you assemble it in the field. You can take this apart to transport it, which is very convenient. Okay, so there's that, and then this goes on the top. This similarly has a thumb screw. Comes tightened, I guess. Let's see. There we go. So that's on. So now we have it actually mostly assembled already. This is hanging out over you. This bar right here, the old one we have, I actually after a while broke this off because this is meant to protect you from trees that might fall on you. And it obviously did that for me until it broke. I have not replaced it, but it's nice it'll be nice to have a new one here. Okay, so now we're going to put the handle this will install the chain and the bar on the end of this. This has a handle that goes on, I think, like this. There's two pieces here. There's the handle itself, and then there's a little bushing that will slide in there once we get this on. Just, whoop, slide it on the end. Slide this in, thusly. And then there's a carriage bolt type setup here. Goes through. Oop, forgot to put this through the knob. This is how you tighten it, just like the others. Hex head. The three of these, we have noticed that over the course of the 7 or 8 years that we've used our other one, the nuts that these fasten to here and here, if you loosen this and travel, that can unwind and you will lose that nut. So be a little vigilant about that. Okay, so that's on, and you will, once you get this in here, you will adjust this, you know, for convenience, because you're going to be using it like this with the trigger here. Okay, so that's that. Okay, we paused a bit to regroup and get a different camera angle to show what's probably the most elaborate part of the installation, and that is assembling the belt, which goes over this vinyl, heavy-duty vinyl piece here that screws to the frame with the 4 of these large plastic washers with the Allen head screws. I've assembled 3 of them right here already. They just go through there into the frame, same old wrench. Put them on like this. It comes with 8 bolts. For this machine, they say to use the long ones. This harness, I think, is also used for their brush saws and other things where you'd use these short ones. Tighten all these up good here. Good. Okay, then this slides over this. Thing on the other side. Go up through the end. Then these other smaller straps, smaller in width or longer, go over like this at this point, just outside the metal frame. One on each side, and then finally you bring your belt out through the hole. I guess I'll need to undo that to do that. Like so. Same over here. And this, of course, this will go around your waist as a user, just like that once you put it on. So very convenient, very comfortable. This is very ergonomic. Here's the shoulder straps, so they're all ready to go. This, of course, is all very adjustable, and you can move the height up and down if you want to, but we won't bother with that. That's straightforward if you need to do that. Finally, you assemble the cutting head. I've partly started on this. I think if anybody that's ever put together a chainsaw and a bar could do this. It's just a normal 12-inch Husqvarna bar and chain that goes on. You've got a nice sprocket here. So I've threaded that on there. The balance here so I don't lose it. There's the cover that goes over. chain in here. The chain tension is in the front, over here. I'll rough that in place. Another user tip is that I found that you will probably need to adjust this tension on this chain during use more than you would a normal chainsaw. This can get pretty loose. I don't know whether it's because the adjustment comes loose or just because of the heat, whatever. And you can throw the chain, so stop every half hour or so and check it. There we go. So that's tension. Tighten it up now. Done. The bar oil, just like it goes right in there. You fill it up. It will last just as long as a tank of gas. This will run for about, a little over an hour. Probably about as long as you want to run it, because this is strenuous work. This thing, it even has an adjustable oiler if you want to mess with that. So then, finally, if we can back up here, I'll show you how this goes on the end. This assembles. Again, loosen this up. You have a little nubbin right there. That goes in like this. Push that. There's a button here you push down. Until that clicks in place. And then you tighten it up. You strap it on and you're ready to go to work. Here's the trigger. This protects your hand. There's of course an on-off switch right here on the handle. It's a kill switch that will stop the ignition. I think that's it for the assembly. Okay, we neglected one step. I realized this when I went to put it on, is that we forgot to explain how these small straps that hold the shoulder straps go on. They thread through. There's another slot here in the back board. So you pull that, you see that? You pull that through there, leave the buckle on the uphill side, and then just thread it back through itself. Both there and there. And then once you have this on, you can then have a helper help you adjust these straps until it's all comfortable for the operator. That's probably going to be about right. So there. Okay, we've a couple of more tweaks here. We've noticed that as we've assembled it and getting ready to use it, we noticed that when we had put the motor on, it was actually on the wrong side. They don't explain this, but it's meant to be either used left-handed or right-handed. I'm right-handed. I want this cord and the shaft to come out the right side of my body. So you have to make sure that the motor will pivot in that direction, right? We had it was on the other side because of the way we put the bolt in, so we had to loosen that bolt, move it around the stop, and then reattach it. No big deal. There's only two possible positions. Now, once you assemble this, you put the shaft onto the handle. What rotates here? You can adjust this. This part of the unit will rotate, so you always want to have the trigger on the bottom. This is protecting your hand, your trigger hand. This is the safety, right? So that works it, and then here's the kill switch. So if you just want to stop it, you just hit it, and it's spring loaded, so it comes back. So you're working like this, right, all the time, this way. So the key then is to have the bar of the saw lined up with the way you want to cut. So this will to do that, you have to loosen these two screws right here, which tighten this onto the shaft. So, for some reason, if you wanted to cut horizontally all the time, you could put it that way, right? We always used it like you would a chainsaw, with the bar in line with your sort of trigger hand, like this, right? So that means that you're going to have these bolts here are going to be to the essentially running horizontally through the shaft. I've got them loose right now. I would once you get that the way you want it, then just retighten these two, and then you're pretty much ready to go.